Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Uprite and Hackware's LinkedIn Live webinar today titled Phishing Attacks, Were You Fooled? We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy days to join us. So you know, this webinar is being recorded for those who are interested but unable to attend at this time. I'm Stephen Sweeney, CEO of Uprite Services. We are a full-service IT managed services provider based in Texas. This is the third webinar in our 2024 webinar series. Our webinar series is part of our commitment to sharing valuable information and best practices to businesses and our clients to help you stay productive, secure, and proactive as it relates to information technology. In this webinar, you will hear from Matthew Waddell, who is Uprite's cybersecurity lead, and Tiffany Ricks, who is the CEO of Hackware. Hackware is one of Uprite's newest solution providers. We use Hackware for phishing simulation and security awareness training as a part of our managed cybersecurity offering for our managed cyber clients, and are seeing great adoption and results. In a conversation with one of our clients last week, they shared how security awareness is becoming top of mind for their employees, which is a huge transformation from where they were a short time ago, and that they're feeling more secure. As a managed security solutions provider, we've seen challenges with adoption and engagement with security awareness training, and Hackware seems to have developed a solution that helps overcome those challenges. That is just one reason why we switched to Hackware. I know you'll enjoy learning about Hackware and how we use Hackware to support our clients. So now I'll turn it over to Matthew and Tiffany.
All right. Hello. Thank you, Stephen. Right. So I'm Matt, and I'm the manager of the Network and Security Operations Department for Uprite. I've had a passion for technology since I was in my teens. I taught myself to program by 15 or so, and I worked through the IT department starting at my college, and I've been in the industry for 18 years. So, Tiffany?
Awesome. Well, I'm Tiffany Ricks. I'm the founder and CEO of Hackware. Prior to Hackware, I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I worked with the United States Department of Defense and held a secret clearance, and a former ethical hacker. And so I'm really excited to be here today. I spend a lot of my time focusing on threat intelligence and human risk. And so we have a fun live for you today. But the key thing that I want to focus on with Hackware and this Uprite partnership is really about making sure that we make you aware on why cyber criminals are trying to target you and your company. There's 14 different ransomware games that target the small business organization, and they go after you because they know that you all are the key to information, the key to resources, and so they are reaching out to you as a potential easy target. And so what Uprite is doing is making it tough for those cyber criminals, because they're making sure that your employees are getting continuously trained on phishing. And the reason why we decided to do this LinkedIn Live this week, specifically on LinkedIn, is because this week is ID management week. Well, day was on Tuesday, but it's really important as you are on LinkedIn and you're on this fun live, you want to make sure that you're not oversharing on social media. And cyber criminals will use that to steal potentially your identity, or to use that as a way to get access to your coworkers or loved ones, because they're impersonating you or just learn information about you to use against you. And so this live is really important to make it fun. We have a couple games to see if you can identify the fish. And so we're going to jump right in. Every user the user who comments the most, who puts their emojis in, and they're playing this game, you have the opportunity to win. We're going to give you a $25 gift card, one user who comments the most will win a $25 gift card. That'll be announced shortly after this is over. So make sure that you are putting up the emoji. So we want to see if you are determining if the email is a real email in the game, we want to see the thumbs up emoji. If the email is a fake email, I want to see those thumbs down emojis. And you can put that using the tool here as well as we're watching on LinkedIn. So those who are commenting, those who are using the emojis will win a $25 gift card today. All right, Matthew, let's kick this game off.
Let's go.
Okay, so Holly is going to be working with the audience to help pick the email. So we really want you to envision that you're at work and you're working and you have to choose which email you want to open. So put the number in the chat of the email you want us to open, and then I want you to guess if you believe the email is real or if it's a phish. Holly, what are you seeing out there?
Nothing yet. Nope.
Okay, so what do you want? Which one do you want to open?
Let's do 2. Number 2.
Okay. All right. So looking at this email, you received it, Holly, and I want you to get help from the audience. What do you think? Do you think this is a real email, a phish, which means fake? What are you thinking?
Probably a phish. That's a really long, name there for that PDF. It's got a bunch of weird letters. So I would guess phish.
Okay. All right. Let's see. You're right. It is a phish. And this one is a lazy approach. This is a lazy, a pray and spray phishing attempt that cyber criminals, they didn't take the time to really put in the work to try to lure you in. They're just trying to see at this point who's going to bite. And so, Holly, you're right. You want to look at those email attachments. Definitely, you want to look at those. But key indicators here is they didn't bother to take out the placeholders in the email. Like this is an easy one. We wanted to make sure that the audience is they're alert, they're paying attention. Matthew, tell me about your experience. Have you seen any of those lazy phishing emails out there? Or tell me about about your experience.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's easy for them to send out 1,000 emails. If they get 1 or 2 hits back, that could be all that they need, right? So lazy, not a problem. They're going to catch somebody. They really will. And here, like you can see, it's urgent, right? They want you to be scared. Oh crap, I'm going to lose service. I'm not going to get, I'm going to be behind on a bill, or they want you to feel like I have to do this now. They don't want you to think. They just want you to act. So when you see that sense of urgency there, just hesitate for a minute, think it through.
That's the key. They don't want you to think. And yes, and so Matthew, they don't want you to think. They're trying to get you to act fast with these lures here in the subject. Don't wait. It's past due, and in the body, it's all about making sure that they want you to move forward with the payment.
Yeah, and something to add too is that PDF. A lot of times people will think, oh well, my antivirus should have picked up if the PDF was had a virus embedded, but they don't think about the links inside of the PDF that's going to send you to a page that's going to attack you through the browser or ask you to log in with your credentials. So, even if it's clean of viruses, it may not be safe.
That's right. We call those phone home links. Like they're just trying to get you to in the message, those links that are calling home. And it could be a link in an image that is behind an image that as soon as you open that attachment, it's phoning home to send data or download data. So definitely, although this was a lazy approach, they're still effective with what Matthew said, just trying to see if just one would not think. Holly, we want to get someone to open up another email. Two's already been open. So what's the next one we want to open next?
How about 7?
Okay. All right, let's click on 7. Okay, so 7, it's a Facebook email. Is this a real email from Facebook or is it a phish?
Looks pretty real.
It looks pretty real. So it says it's coming from Facebook. It's saying someone has logged into your account. It's telling you the details about the day that this login happened, the device that it happened on, and it's telling you to report that user if it's not you. So let's see, is it real or fake? It actually is a fake one. It's a fake one because they realizing the whole lure here is really about trying to they know that you haven't logged in. They know that this is going to cause you to click that report user button, and so it's all about trying to make it look as real as possible, but not too real, because we want to make sure that we lure you in to reporting the user. So it will never be yes it's me, or it could be yes it's me. Either one of those buttons could link to some malware, some suspicious software. Matthew, what are your thoughts about these social media spoofing sites?
It's more common than you think. There's actually tools out there that help these bad guys generate these emails to look identical to the websites or to emails that they've received, right? They will go through the process of hacking their own accounts, right, to make it look like, Facebook will send them a message. They'll take that message, clone it, and send it to you, right? So there's tools out there that do this automatically for them now. It's really crazy. In fact, on the dark web, it's even easier than that. You can do phishing as a service, right? You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know how to hack. You just need some Bitcoin and some spare time. You pay the hackers to do it for you, and they give you all the phish guys.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. They have a whole business, a business unit, a service line that's focused on building these phishing kits. And yes, they don't care about copyright infringement. They will totally replicate a brand's site and replace all of the real links with the malicious links, just to try to lure you in. And you're right, they're going to the dark web. Some of these kits only cost $25 USD to get, and then they're set up with something that looks real, feels real, but is malicious. Okay. Let's look at another email. 2 and 7 is gone. Audience, we want to make sure you're engaged. And so looking at a new email to open, Holly, what do you think we should open next?
Let's do number 1.
Okay, number 1. Well, let's see. Number 1. So this one is tricky. Let's pause here. Let's take a look at this here. So is it a real fish or is it a fake fish? We see that we have a lot of indicators here where it may be a little bit more tricky to tell. What are you thinking, Holly?
It's confusing because I see Eventbrite and Coinbase together, so I would imagine this is fake.
Okay. Well, you're right. It is a fake email. And the reason why it is a fake email, this is a clever one. This is what we call a hybrid phishing attack. It's hybrid because what they're trying to do is they're trying to use a brand that already has, they're going to use the real email from Eventbrite. There's going to be real, it's going to pass some of the email security checks that may try to keep some of those fake Coinbase sites out. And so they are using sites like Eventbrite. They're using many others that allow you to change the body of the message, maybe add some logos, change the body of the message. And in the body, it could have a link in it that's malicious. So this is an example of hybrid phishing. Matthew, what are your thoughts? Have you seen anything with hybrid phishing, or tell me a little bit about what you've seen out there?
I have not seen this one. This is like phishing by proxy. It's pretty clever, but I have not seen it in the wild yet. So
yeah, they're trying to figure out how, because as we're trying to figure out on the cybersecurity side how to keep these cyber criminals out, and we're making it tough for them, which is why I love this relationship with Uprite. We're making it tough for them, and so they have to look for other areas to try to get in. And this is why it's important for your users to have awareness training to understand the new trends. And so what they're doing is they're using these sites that are valid. So they've already went through the different spoof checks. So they went through DMARC checking, and I know we may be speaking a different language to some of you all, but some of you all know that there's ways that you can authenticate your email to prevent it from getting spoofed. Eventbrite has went through those checks, but Eventbrite has a hole, as well as PayPal, where you can send messages to designated users and fill in the body with whatever you want. And so that's how they're trying to get past some of those email security solutions, to get right to those unsuspecting employees and get them to click on their links. And so it's all about pausing, no matter who the message is coming from, whether it is coming from Eventbrite or it is coming from your coworker exact email address. You always want to pause and look at the body of the message to make sure that it makes sense, because here it just doesn't make sense. Why is Coinbase using Eventbrite to validate or to tell you that your account has been locked out? If you pause, you take a breath, you ask yourself those questions, why, you'll realize this is a fish.
Yeah, and if you don't know, you call your IT department, right?
Exactly.
They would rather spend 5 minutes looking at your email than 5 hours cleaning up the mess, right? So.
That's right. And that's the key thing. Call, check. Yeah, if you're not sure, don't act on it. Ask, and you'll have a better. You'll protect yourself better if you take those corrective measures. All right, so we looked at 1, we looked at 2 and 7. What email should we open next, Holly?
How about 3?
Okay, let's check out 3. All right, so 3, real or fake fish. This email looks like it is an email where it is telling you to call because a threat has been detected. Is this real or fake?
I don't know. The URL is interesting. Like they have some kind of. And I'd go with fake.
That's it. So they're trying to impersonate, and this one is a big one here. We want to spend a little bit of time of talking about this one here, because cyber criminals, they are impersonating technical support, and they're telling you, we've detected a threat. We call this phone number so we can make sure that we remove the threat from your machine. We've seen this happen to organizations where they may have, it may be customer support, it may be technical support, but they're impersonating the tech team to try to get you to call them or try to get them to click on a link. Matthew, tell me your thoughts about this.
Oh yeah, this stuff's been around for a long time, and this really why it's so important that we have security awareness for our employees, because, you know, someone gets this pop-up on their computer. They say, oh crap, you know, I'm new at this job. I can't have a virus right now. I've got to fix it myself without telling anybody. I've got to cover this up, right? They freak out, they get scared, they just click. And yeah, and it gets worse. And so security awareness really is what's important to make sure that the users know, hey, these are the kind of threats. This is what you should expect, right? And then the phishing simulations will just reinforce that, right? Now internally, we laugh at the hackware phishing emails. It's so much fun. We take screenshots and post it in Teams. And not today, hackware, you know. So so it's just a lot of fun. But you know, you have to see it. If you don't know, you don't know. So.
And that's right. Basically what you said, if you see something, say something. The worst thing, and that comes from a lack of training. If the individual got the proper training to understand that, yes, they are new. So those new employees is essential. Those new employees that are coming into the organization, you're right, Matthew. They're eager. They just want to learn how to do their job well. They don't want to ask too many questions. But if they get that initial training that cyber criminals are going to try to send you scareware to scare you into calling a number or clicking on a link, don't be alarmed. Say something about it. And you can say something by using the Phish Reporter button in your email. You can call the actual tech support hotline number, and they need to be aware of what that number is. So they can call in and say that these scareware messages are getting sent to me. So we can so we can further make sure that those are identified and getting blocked out of the organization. But seeing something and saying something is important. And even if you make a mistake and you actually did click on the link or call the number and gave out the information, that is important to say something as well, because that the earlier that the team knows that an incident has happened, that gives them the opportunity to reset accounts, to block IPs, to run software inside the organization to try to find malware that could be on the machine, so further damage doesn't happen. So this is one that's really important. In large organizations, it's not just small businesses that fall for this one. Large multi-million organizations can fall for this type of attack. So yeah, it is hard to detect, but with awareness training, it becomes easy and fun, like what Matthew said.
Yeah, and that's an important point too, is that, you know, honestly, you know, we can purchase and, you know, pay for as much security on the network, on the computer, you know, but it takes just one user to click a link and type in their password somewhere they shouldn't have. You know, it really is that easy to get around all of the money that you spent on security if that one user doesn't do the right thing. So.
That's right. And and it seems so simple. It seems like you know, I see many small businesses falling into the thought process that cyber criminals, although it just takes one, well, why would they want to reach out to our employees? Why is it why would we need to spend the time and resources to educate our employees? Matthew, talk about some of the incidents where organizations had to pay. Do you have any stories about when they, you know, didn't take the time to do this easy thing of training? What were some of the outcomes?
Right. So I'm not sure that we ever had like a ransomware attack where they paid for it or anything like that. But I have seen phishing attacks where, you know, an accounting department was, you know, asked, hey, we need to wire the money to this new account, right? And, you know, they lost many thousands of dollars. I think 14,000 was the biggest that I've heard of lately. But I mean, just tons of money lost because, you know, they didn't take a little bit of extra time and just double check, call the vendor, call that client, say, is this email legit? Like, are we really moving banks? right? Am I supposed to wire over here now? You've got to have that process, embedded in your company. If you don't have it right now, you should just, you have to pick up the phone. You have to call you. Just make sure. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, the wire transfers are a big one. Even like when we talked about those new employees, we've seen, and this is a cyber trend that it's surprising how successful it is, but a cyber criminal will look on LinkedIn, they'll see that the new employee has made an announcement that they've joined this organization. Now the cyber criminal is going to, look at the comments and see who in this organization has commented that is a part of that team member's organization. Now they're going to potentially reach out to that employee and potentially impersonate one of their impersonate one of their coworkers and ask them to purchase gift cards. This is a basic one that I've seen happen over and over again. I heard one story where a new employee who joined the organization bought $3,000 worth of gift cards and then asked the team member, where do you want me to send them? They had no idea. And so that also affects the employee's culture. Like, this employee is new, they were excited, but now they spent $3,000. They have to try to figure out, are they going to get that money back from the organization? It creates a whole mess.
Yes, it does. I have seen that happen. So it's really sad.
All right. We have one or two more emails to open.
Number 4.
Okay. Okay, so we have here document sharing. Human Resources has shared a document with you, and it is all about opening up that document. Is telling you details about how many pages that is in that document. Do you think it's real or it's a fish?
I think this is probably a fish.
Yeah, I'm seeing in the comments, I see someone says it's a fake. Let's see here. Absolutely right. So this is a fake email where they're impersonating the HR department. And this one is a tough one because the HR department often does share documents with you throughout your time working at an organization. And so you have to sort of look at, is this something that they would typically, send to me? Am I, do we get e-fax messages? I don't think I've ever gotten an e-fax from HR. You're looking at the signature of the email. Matthew, what are you thinking about this?
I'm thinking about, like, if we're talking about schools and universities and that sort of thing. Where did they get that information? Do I have that posted on my social media? Are they snooping on me, right? Because there's so much information we share publicly just for anyone to get to. I actually thought of a scenario where, someone could attack your spouse's mailbox, right? If they gain access to your loved one's mailboxes, or even just impersonate them, right? And say, hey, listen, honey, I've got some extra work, training I've got to do for work. Click on this calendar link. Let me know what time's available for you to watch the kids. It seems legit, So.
No, that's it. And that's another disarming one where they are really, really trying to, go after you, but also go after your loved ones. And another key thing I also want to bring up is, where did they get that information? Did they get it from the social media, or it could have been, there's been quite a few breaches that have happened, and some university systems have had some incidents already. And cyber criminals oftentimes will look on the dark web, find these emails that have already been released because of some breach that you had no control over. Your email is out there on the dark web. They will use that information to try to send you emails. And so it's really important to to make sure that you're taking the time, reading the body, but also educating, using the training that you're getting here as well as in the future from Uprite to share with your family. I have kiddos who game. I always am talking to them about how to make sure that they are making sure that they understand how to use the internet in a safe way, because a cyber criminal could be using them to get to me, as well as a cyber criminal could be using your loved ones to get to you.
Yes, yes, and they will. In fact, I heard about an incident where they are using AI now, right, to call you, make it sound like they've kidnapped your child. You hear your child in the background crying and screaming. Yeah, where do I send the money? Right? So.
Absolutely. Another one is grandparents. So grandparents are getting they are getting phished, which is phishing, voice called. Someone is calling them and saying that their granddaughter or grandson is in jail, and they need to, in order to bail that grandchild out of jail, they need to give them their credit card information in order to get them out of jail. And so the grandparent is not thinking, they're rushing, they're urging because they want to make sure that their loved one is safe. So they're really trying to target us based on our needs and what we care about, to just lure us in.
Yeah, and it's not always email, like you said. It's voice, it's text. I mean, they try to get you any which way that they can. We've actually gotten text message phishing attacks for our company, and honestly, I think some of that is based around whether or not your company website has your team members on it, right? And if they can get a hold of your I guess your employees, right? They can find the cell phones and try their best, man.
Yep, they're getting innovative. Yes, with AI, it's going to be really, really challenging. They're just like we're leveraging technology, they're leveraging technology as well. All right, I think we got one last one.
Number 6.
Okay. All right. So this one, real or phish, it's showing a screenshot. It could be a screenshot of a real email or a screenshot of a fake email. But what it's saying, if you can't read it, it's saying human resource, they shared a folder with you and they want you to scan this QR code to open the DocuSign PDF. What are you thinking, Holly? Is it real or fake?
Fake.
Okay.
Yeah, that URL looks sketchy.
Say it again.
That URL looks sketchy.
It does. What is going on with that URL? Yeah, it's trying to Microsoft Online. It looks like it's trying to get us to log in on Microsoft Online, but it's using numbers instead of characters. And yeah, it's a weird URL. What else do you think about it, Matthew?
It just looks fake. It looks really, really suspicious. It's always the same, right? This is a mentality. It's a mindset where you have to understand there's this, scenario that they present to you, and then there's the ask, right? I'm asking you to click the link. I'm asking you to log in there. I'm asking you to send the money, right? There's always a reason, and then you've got to do this. So you've got to get in the mindset.
Absolutely. And just to get into the mindset of this threat actor, I think what they were trying to do is, again, they know that the security team is doing their best to try to keep them out. And they know that the security team has tools that would scan their links in their phishing emails. And so they know they can't put a link in that email or it's going to get quarantined. They probably know they can't add an attachment to this email because that'll get it quarantined. And they're betting that the email scanning solution doesn't know how to scan QR codes. And so what they're trying to do is now it's made it past all of those solutions. It's right in front of the employee. If they don't have the proper awareness training to pause and decipher that this is a phishing email, it's going to get them to the URL where they're trying to go. It's going to get them to open up their phone, scan that QR code, and go to that malicious link. And now they have access to, now they have downloaded malware onto their device to get access to other resources. So cyber criminals are trying their best to get to us as employees, which is what Matthew said earlier. It's a team effort. We have to really look at security awareness as a necessity, an essential part of your cybersecurity stack. You have to have continuous training for your end users because it's always evolving, it's always changing. And sometimes we need our team members, our employees, to do their part in fighting. We call it digital self-defense. They need to learn how to fight for themselves because that it's essential for us to win in this cyber crime time.
You know, even when everything's perfect, right? Even when the email comes through from your client, from your vendor, and it's actually their email address, right? It's not one letter off or anything goofy. It's actually them. Or maybe they had their email compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what these guys will do is they'll get into mailboxes. They'll read the emails. They'll grab the signatures. They'll pull letterhead. They'll do the whole thing, make it look as polished as possible, send it to you, and then you pay that wire or you make that change for them. You've just got to be aware, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to throw in one more bonus one, and then we're going to wrap it up because we are at tax time. So it's April. It is the time for being fooled, for April Fools. This is the time when cyber criminals have the green light, and they have the green light all year long. But this is a time when they can really try different tactics to try to get what they want. And this time of year in the United States, it is a lucrative time of year, those tax refunds. It's April. And so I really wanted to show how cyber criminals are using the IRS and people's need for those refunds, and they're looking forward to them, how they're trying to lure you in with those fake phishing scams. Any last thoughts about tax time and what small businesses and even just employees should be aware of during this time, Matthew?
I think if you hadn't paid your taxes and it's getting close to the deadline, I mean, I could see people falling for this kind of stuff, right? Probably, look out for links like, hey, you haven't completed your taxes yet from, TurboTax or Intuit or the others. Yeah, I mean, I would just watch out for any of it. It's always good. It's a seasonal thing. You're going to get Christmas stuff. You're going to get tax stuff. It's constant. It's all year round. As much time as you've got to think about other things, these guys are thinking about how they're going to con you next. So.
That's right. That's right. This is definitely the time to stay high alert. Like Matthew said, stay high alert. I always say definitely have a zero trust thought process when it comes to the emails that are coming in. Always look at them suspiciously, especially any of these tax emails that are coming in where they're impersonating the IRS, or like Matthew said, the different tax preparing, software sites, they're playing on your need to either pay or get a refund. And what they're trying to get is they're trying to get information that they can use to take your identity. They're trying to get your social security information. They're trying to get your credit card, banking information. So they're setting up these different emails and sites to spoof these organizations, to lure you in. So make sure that you're looking, you're on high alert. You want to make sure that you are looking for the logos. They're going to impersonate those logos. You want to hover over the URLs to see where they're actually linking to, and make sure that you verify and you check that with the actual organization to make sure that they match. If they don't match, don't engage with the email. The from email address, again, you want to do your own research and search and make sure that this is an actual domain that's coming from that brand. And again, the IRS, they're not going to send you an email and ask you to put in your social security number. That's not going to come from the IRS.
Yeah, no. And if you're getting emails from like TurboTax, for instance, it's easier just to go to their website, log in, and look at your account than it is to click on that link, right? Just go to the site on your own. Don't click the link in the email. Go to the site. Verify what they're saying in the email. Make sure that that's legit. If it's not, then you know, hey, this is really suspicious, right?
That's it. That's perfect. Okay. So thank you for joining our LinkedIn Live. I just want to just say thank you for playing this game. Again, this has been a fun exercise, Matthew. I really appreciate doing this with you, and I appreciate the Uprite team for doing this LinkedIn Live, because it's really important to make sure that you have the ability to educate yourselves on phishing, educate yourselves on how to protect your identity. And I'm going to leave it for Holly to close us out.
Yes, as a token of our appreciation today, we are offering everyone a free cybersecurity consultation. This is not a sales call. It's a chance to gain real actionable feedback from our leading cybersecurity experts tailored to your business. So please put yes in the chat, and our email to reach out for this is marketing@uprite.com.
All right. And I think if there's any Uprite clients here with us today, right, we'll extend a 2-week trial for Hackware. So if you want to just take it for a spin, see what it looks like, we can do that for you too.
Okay. How can they reach out to the Uprite team to get a free trial if they're a client?
I would just reach out to your VCIO. It's going to be either John or Greg, and you should know who they are. If you don't, shame on us.
Awesome. Well, I think this was a fantastic LinkedIn Live. We hope that we gave you the tools to not get April Fooled or to not get scammed all year long. And this is just the starting. Again, reach out to the Uprite team to start your continuous security awareness training program. But thank you for your time. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.